10K steps is not magic, and I do not even think it's magic. I just think they're very memorable. And honestly, I believe that is one of the biggest reasons that it's worked for me is because it's memorable, because most people don't struggle with effort. They just struggle with things that are really, really complex and that make no sense in their head. And they have to think about how to get it done every single day. But when I say 10K steps, you already know your Apple Watch or your Fitbit or your Garmin or your phone or your Oura Ring is going to track your steps, and you already know the specific goal that you are aiming for. And it's so memorable. It's so easy. You don't even have to think about it most of the time. And the benefit is that most of us are already getting steps, whether we like it or not. If you were to check on days where you're not aiming for your 10K steps, you're still getting around 2,000 to 3,000 steps per day, because everyone's already getting steps. Everyone's already moving their feet. Everyone's already moving their body, walking around random places, whether that's work or school or the grocery store. It doesn't matter. It's like, this is one of the reasons that it's worked for me, because it's so easy to remember. But you have to understand something that I took so long to understand, and I only understood it after my personal trainer explained it to me, is that you need simple habits to survive. Point blank, period. If you have a complicated plan, it's not going to survive, because you have to add thoughts to it. You have to add mental capacity to it. And that just doesn't work in everyday regular life. You have to have a plan that's so simple, so non-complex, that even on the days where you're struggling with effort, right? Because even most people don't even struggle with effort. But even on the days where you're struggling with something so simple like effort, you literally can still get it done. Because I think a lot of people overestimate a very perfect plan. You think that your perfect plan is going to be your end all be all. It's going to be your saving grace. And it's really not. Because a perfect plan is great on a perfect day when you're in a perfect mood. There's nothing going wrong. Everything is aligned. Everything is great. And life is going swell. But you are overestimating how good a plan is based on how it looks on paper. A plan is only as good as how many times you can repeat it. So if it's not simple, it's not going to work. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, it's amazing, and it's supposed to get you XYZ results. If you find it too complicated, right? And you have to constantly make decisions about what you're going to do with it and if you can do it, and it just like gives you decision fatigue. But simple goals remove decision fatigue. Anytime you have decision fatigue, I say either modify or remove that thing immediately, because you need, or replace it with something, substitute it with something, because you are going to have such a hard time hitting your goals if they're so complex that you have to literally exhaust yourself thinking about how you're going to get it done. But 10K steps, what? That is so easy to integrate into your life. It's so simple, and I don't have to think about it. There's no decision. It's just like, what sneaker am I going to put on is the decision, you know? And so consistency, I found, usually beats any type of optimization that you can do. So in my head, in my own words, you won't find this in the dictionary, but optimization is like constantly iterating something to make it better over time. Like you're using time to improve something. So you're constantly looking at a process or whatever you're doing, and you're constantly iterating it over and over and over and modifying it and changing it, etc. But I actually think that your consistency is going to beat improvement, because when you're constantly improving something, that means you're never actually doing it. You're just working on it. But when you're actually consistent is when you're actually doing the thing. So for instance, if you're constantly every single week trying to find a perfect plan for your workouts, however, there's somebody across the street who's just doing their 10K steps every day. One of y'all is like planning the workouts, and the other one is literally doing them. So who's going to have the result? The person that's literally already doing it. They're the ones who's consistent, and they're the ones who's going to get the result. So you're better off having something that's boring and simple. And honestly, boring systems literally last longer anyways. Like, have you ever tried to do a perfect plan and then you try to do it for like a month? It's just not going to work. But I've been doing 10K steps for over a year because it's boring. It's just a number, and then you just try to hit it, and it just is a way to promote you to move your body every day. Like, I saw this study where, or not a study, but a TikTok video, and the lady was saying, oh yeah, you don't need to hit 10,000 steps. Da, da, da. I was like, yeah, duh. Like, you're not gonna like get in trouble if you hit 9,999 steps, you don't hit the actual 5 figures. It's not the actual number that matters. It's just a sustainable way to actually move your body every single day, and intentionally. Something so simple. You don't even need a gym. You're already getting steps whether you like it or not. It's so easy. And sustainability is going to matter. Like, if it's not sustainable, if your plan is not sustainable, you're not getting it done. Let's just be honest. You're not. And when you make something easy to remember, it makes it easier to repeat. And one thing I always have to remember is that even for me, when I see so many different fitness videos on my For You page, my Explore page, all of my feeds on the internet, or even people I talk to, the best plan is not the smartest plan from the smartest person, from the most certified person. The best plan is the one that I'm literally still going to be doing going forward. In the next 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, year, 2 year, 3 year, it's the one that's still going to hold strong. It's the one that's sustainable. It's the one that's boring. It's the one that I can actually keep doing. And it's most definitely the one that still removes all the decision fatigue. And it's just so easy to do. It's so easy to do. I have other goals for my fitness that are also this same exact way. So 10K steps is one of them. Half my body weight in ounces per day of water. So easy to remember because I know exactly what that number is. So that means I know exactly how much water I should be drinking a day, which means I never have to think about water intake ever. So many people waste their energy and their mental bandwidth on, oh, I should drink water here and I got to drink water there. And I got to make sure I get my water. If you just knew the number of how much you need to drink, then you would know how many water bottles to drink a day, or how many times to fill up your water bottle, how many cups to drink. Or you would say, okay, I'm going to drink 1 bottle with every meal. I have 3 meals consistently. Like, it would just be so simple. So the simple plan is the one that's going to work. And I really had to stop overestimating perfection and just start being more sustainable with everything in my fitness.